Hey, it's Tom Z with Traction Real Estate Mentors, and in this quick video, I want to teach you the 3 different types of real estate investing and how to figure out which one you need and which one you need right now. Keep it rolling and stay tuned. There are 3 main types of real estate investing. There's wholesaling, simply putting a property under contract and then reselling it to another type of investor. There's landlording, buying and holding a property long-term for the rental income and the wealth from appreciation. And there's rehabbing, taking a rundown, dilapidated property and making it into something nice and selling it for more than what you bought it for. Now, are there other types of real estate investing? Well, yes, but most of them will fall into exactly one of those 3 categories. And that's what we want to talk about. But first, let me go somewhere a little quieter. Sit tight. All right, it's a little quieter over here, so now we can talk. So you have these 3 different types of real estate investing: wholesaling, landlording, and rehabbing. But how do you figure out which one you need? And more importantly, which one do you need right now? Because the answer for what you need long-term might be different than what you need short-term. And a lot of people don't think about that. And that screws them up because then they start with the wrong one. And if you start with the wrong one, you get everything backwards. And a lot of times you can't succeed in the business because you're not actually moving towards a goal that achieves the solution to the problems that you have today. So here's what I recommend. You break it down into 2 questions. Right now in your life, do you need cash or cash flow? Do you need a wad of cash, a big giant mountain of cash? Or do you need cash flow, which is a little bit of money coming in consistently over time? That's actually a big difference, and a lot of people miss that difference because we get so wrapped up in what we want to do in terms of exit strategy. Oh, I want to be a wholesaler, I want to be a rehabber, I want to be a landlord, I want to own commercial, I want to do notes. None of it makes a difference if it's the wrong type of investing. So all those different exit strategies that I just rattled off, each and every one of those effectively fits into one of those 2 categories. Does it create cash, a wad of cash now, or does it create 2, cash flow over time? And when you get clear, and not just clear, when you get really clear about what it is that you need now in your business, you'll be able to focus in and choose the correct exit strategy that will actually fulfill your goal for what it is that you need now, right now. Then there's nothing wrong with saying, well, what I want to be in the long term, what I want to have for the future is something different. But what I find dealing with students over the years, and even myself, I made the same mistake, is that if you choose the wrong answer to that question now, then you screw up everything. You don't like. For example, I started off by going after cash flow because I was broke as a joke, had nothing going for me, and yet I was convinced that, hey, if I had $800 a month positive cash flow coming in, that would make all the difference in the world to me. And well, sure, it might have, but the problem is with most of the things that produce cash flow is they take money to have them actually work for you at the time. So sure, I might have made $800 a month, but the amount of money that it would have taken me when things go wrong, right? Owning a rental property, which is what I tried to do, to create $800 a month cash flow is fantastic, except not when you're broke as a joke, because when the heating broke, I had no money for it. When the heating system needed more oil, it was an oil burning system, I had no money for it. I had no money because I was broke as a joke and I was focusing in on building my cash flow rather than cash. If you're broke, you need cash. Once you have some cash in the bank, once you've got a little bit of backup, once you can handle things that go wrong, then by all means start to focus on your cash flow, because it's really nice to have that drip, 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 drip of money coming in over time. That'll make a big difference to the way you conduct your life. But you can't do it until you actually get to a point where it makes sense for you to do it. And that's usually not right at the beginning. So who is this video for? Who am I addressing here? Is it beginners? Is it intermediate? Is it advanced investors? Well, I'm actually talking to all 3, because all 3 of those levels have a need and have a desire to get their choice right for what they need long term, but also what they need right now in the short run. So if you are just starting off, for example, you probably need a wad of cash more than you need cash flow. But if you're if you are an advanced investor who's done a number of deals, has a good cushion in the bank, has some money coming in, then it's probably time that you start thinking about the future and say, you know what, I want to convert to that drip, drip, drip. So I'm getting money over time and I'm getting the appreciation appreciation occurs in two ways. You're one, paying down the mortgage on the property, creating equity, and also that property should be going up in value over time as well from natural appreciation. Those two things create quite an enormous amount of wealth, and that's usually what everyone's goal is long term, but you got to be able to survive the short term to be able to get to that point. So think about it. In many ways, the things I've just said makes this one of the most valuable videos I've put out to you, because a lot of people gloss over that point. It might not seem that complicated. That might not seem that earth-shattering. That may not seem that life-changing. But if you severely think about where it is that you're at and what you need now, that changes everything for you going forward. You'll know, hey, I need to focus on a cash generation strategy right now. Maybe that's wholesaling or that's rehabbing. Or you go, you know what, I've been around for a while. I need to focus on my cash flow and I want to build my wealth over time. Then you're probably focusing on rentals or commercial buildings or shopping malls, that kind of thing, things that are going to produce cash flow over time. They're all the same when it comes right down to it. The details are different, but conceptually they are the same, and it's the concept of it that's all we care about at the moment. There are a lot of different types of people out there. There's a lot of different types of real estate investors out there. It will behoove you to understand what type you are, who you want to be someday, and more importantly, who you are now. Therefore, you know what do you need someday and what do you need right now. That's what you got to figure out. And the only way to do that is to stop and think about what it is that I need now and go and do that which you need to have right now. If you liked this video and got something out of it, go ahead and click the like button below. In fact, don't even click the like button, smash the like button below, because I want to reach out and train as many people as possible and give them this good information so that they too can make the right decisions for where they're at in their life and where they want to be going in their life and investing career. For TractionRealEstateMentors.com, it's Tom Zeeb from Lima, Peru, signing off. See you later.